another good afternoon, ES102 students. So if you're watching this will be your online lecture for today, which is Thursday, and for Tuesday, which is next week, dahil wala tayong pasok next week. So what I'll be trying to discuss for you is essentially yung entire coverage minus yung DIM minus yung AMM method. So what do I mean by that? So let us cover these two topics in particular, yung tinatawag na shear at saka bending moment diagram. So gone are the days na ang tinatackle natin when tinatackle natin na body that is subjected to lateral forces are rigid. This time, consider na rin natin na somehow flexible. So since flexible siya, magkakaroon siya ng displacement. So how are we defining yung displacements? Palagi siya nagsisimula in defining or determining yung tinatawag na shear at saka yung bending moment diagram. So a little bit of recap since nag-lecture a little bit about this. So sana nasa vision na kayo para i-digest itong part na to. So when we say na shear and bending moment, we would be expecting line elements called beams, or rather structural elements called beams. So pag sinabi mo na beam at it is a member or a structural member that is subjected to lateral forces. So anong meaning ng lateral forces? Ito ba yung lateral forces? Hindi siya lateral force. Rather, this is an axial force. Pag sinabi mo na lateral forces is most of the time is perpendicular yung direction niya with respect to the axis ng member mo. So meron kang axial force dyan, axial force dyan, axial force dyan. So gagawin ko lang dito is ikakat, i-copyan lang natin because ito yung pagpapracticean natin. So this is what's called a simply supported beam. Pag simply supported beam, it features a pin and it features a roller. So this is a statically determinate na system on which sinabi mo na statically determinate, merong kang external forces coming in form of reaction forces. So to hold it in place, so kadalasan if it is subjected to a lateral force, you might be expecting na merong kang vertical reaction dun sa pin, vertical reaction din dun sa roller, tas meron kang horizontal reaction dun sa pin. So pwede mong baliin yung yung reaction force dun sa pin mo into two orthogonal components, so along the x and along the y. Then meron kang sa roller, so it is permitted to move along the horizontal, therefore walang force na pipigil sa kanya na mag-move along that. Therefore absent yung horizontal reaction. Pero most of the time, since we're talking about lateral force, so if we say na purely vertical lang yung force natin, so what we would expect if ginamit natin yung tatlong equilibrium equations natin, so summation of forces along x, summation of forces along y, and summation of moment at any point dito sa ating beam, ay dapat lahat ito ay equal to 0. Pero if you notice, if this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis, lahat ng forces na involved are only along the y-axis. Yung natatanging force na along the x-axis is yung horizontal reaction at the pin. So as a result, if nagsum tayo ng forces along x, so expand natin to, sum of forces along x such that equal siya kay 0, nag-iisa lang yung horizontal reaction force dun sa listahan ng mga forces. And to maintain na in equilibrium siya, dapat lahat yan ay equal to 0, yung sum na yan. Pero nag-iisa lang siya, therefore it has to be equal to 0 to say na nasa-satisfy niya yung equilibrium equation. So what we are left with, which I will highlight in red, are summation of forces along y and summation of moment na dapat equal to 0. So itong dalawa lang yung magmamatter. So what we are expecting is dalawa dapat at least yung maging unknown. So minus yung horizontal again. So ano yung mga unknown na yon, which is initially supposedly unknown na yon. So yung ating dalawang vertical reaction force, dun yung magiging focus natin dyan. So this time we are stating na kunwari meron kang concentrated force P applied at the midspan. So pag sinabi mo midspan, you would expect na this is L over 2 and this is L over 2. So the way to analyze this, and I believe you are already familiar dito when you deal with equilibrium equation, is syempre you provide what's called the force body diagram. So meron kang body and kailangan mo lang i-enumerate lahat ng forces acting upon that body. So ine-neglect lang muna natin si AX kasi dapat equal to 0 naman siya. So meron kang AY, meron kang BY right here, then meron kang P at the midspan. So alam na natin tong part na to, and ito yung magiging basis natin dun sa pag-set up ng equilibrium equation. So pag nag-set up tayo ng equilibrium equation sa long Y, dapat equal siya kay 0. So lahat ng upwards, i-assign natin to have a positive value. Lahat ng downwards, a-assignan natin ng negative na value. So meron kang Fy is equals to 0. So enumerate lang natin. Si Ay ay upwards, therefore positive. Si By ay upwards, therefore positive. Si P ay downwards, kaya magiging negative siya, equals to 0. You treat yung P is merong known na value. So whatever values that we're getting for AY and BY, lahat yan in terms of P. Well, at the same time, you can sum moment. So, moment, so sabihin yung rotation. So, ano ba yung magiging conditions mo to say na hindi siya magro-rotate in the first place? So, you have to consider that moment has a moment arm and a force. So, kailangan lang natin mag-assign ng point kung saan tayo magdodraw ng ating oops, nawala yung pointer. So, ng ating radial arm. So, yung moment arm natin. So, summation of moment. So, halimbawa, sinet up ko at A is equals to 0. So, dito yung ating point of interest natin. And si AY, wala siyang moment arm. 0 yung moment arm niya. So, explicitly lang natin state na AY times 0. Therefore, hindi siya magmamatter sa equation na to. On the other hand, si P ay may moment arm from A na L over 2. Alam natin na midspan. So meron kang L over 2 times P. And since this is causing a clockwise rotation based on our convention, dapat this will give a negative value. On the other hand, meron pa. Siyempre si BY. Si BY, yung moment arm niya is yung entire length ng beam. So meron kang plus BY, tapos yung moment arm niya is yung length, equals to 0. So ganyan natin siya sinet up. Pero at the same time, pwede rin naman tayo wala namang pumipigil sa atin na mag-summation ng moment somewhere else. Pwede naman tayo mag-sum ng moment, for example, at L over 4. Na dito sa point na to, nasa na yung 1/4 point. So dito sa point na to, mag-sum ka ng moment and you would notice na yung AY is causing a clockwise rotation. Yung moment arm niya is L over 4. Si P is causing a clockwise rotation. Therefore, si P and may moment clockwise, therefore negative. And may moment arm siya na L over 4. Then meron din si BY na moment arm which is 3/4 and nagkakos siya ng counterclockwise rotation, therefore positive yung notation natin. So BY times 3/4 L is equals to 0. Ang ano lang dito, disadvantage is dalawa yung unknowns mo sa equation. So parang the reason why we're summing moment over the line of transmission of one of the unknown forces is para ma-eliminate mo siya dun sa equation na to. Pag ginamit mo itong equation na to, diretso na makukuha mo na si By ay equal to P over 2. Diretso na siya. Unlike kapag ito yung ginamit natin na equation, ang mangyayari lang dyan is kailangan mong gumamit ng algebra. So you can either use elimination method, you can either use substitution method, or minsan mag-matrix formulation ka pa para ma-solve natin yung mga unknown. So halimbawa, ito yung equation 1 mo, equation 2 mo. So meron kang elimination method. So ang gagawin mo lang is meron kang AY plus BY minus P, then equals to 0. Then i-multiply mo to by negative L over 4. Kasi i-add, L over 4 lang pala. So L over 4. Then i-add mo lang siya dun sa second equation, which is AY L over 4. So negative AY yan. Plus, tatapatan ko to. So meron kang plus BY 3 over 4L. Then meron kang negative P L over 4 is equals to 0. So ano ka lang dyan, such that makakancel out natin yung isa. Then yung matitira na lang dito, pag inad natin siya, so meron kang BY times 7 over 4L minus P, nga to, 7 over 4. Yep, 7 over 4 nga siya. And si P, meron kang L over 4 plus L over 4. So meron kang L over 2. Nililito ko ang aking sarili. So clockwise. Tama naman. Counterclockwise. Tama naman din. So, PL over 2 is equals to 0. So, na-cancel out. Plus, no? Plus. Okay. Plus. Okay. May nakalimutan ako. Hindi pala 7 over 4 to. This is 4 over 4. So, umihina na ng ating algebra skills. So, meron kang BY is equal minus PL over 2. BYL, is equals to 0. Therefore, BY is equals to PL over 2. Or if we were to use substitution method, so ang gagawin natin dito is, so ito yung elimination method. So recall lang yung mga algebra na method natin. So substitution, so ang gagawin lang natin is i-rearrange lang natin siya. So meron kang substitution, so meron kang AY is equals to P minus BY. Kasi substitute mo siya dun sa second equation. So meron kang P, negative P, L over 4 plus BY L over 4 minus P L over 4 plus BY 3 over 4L is equals to 0. So what we'll have here is P times L over 2. So ito plus ito. So L over 4 plus L over 4 is L over 2, pero negative pa rin naman siya. Plus BYL is equals to 0. So 1/4 plus 3/4. And solving, syempre, hindi naman mag-iiba ng sagot ito. So P over 2. And syempre, lastly, matrix. Pwede din naman matrix formulation. And ito yung ginagamit ng ating mga calculus. So take note, merong function si calculator natin. So yung calculator natin has equation. So itong equation na function. And hindi ko lang alam kung ban na to sa board exam, pero yeah. So meron kang equation, you can set up equation 1. So essentially, meron kang 2 equations, 2 unknowns na isi-set up dito. You treat P equals to be equal to 1. So parang magiging multiples of P yung sinasagutan natin. So paano natin sineset up yung matrix formulation? So meron kang for the first equation, so meron kang 1, 1. So ito ay AY. So meron kang by is equals to P, tas ito ay equal to PL over 4. Ito yung second equation naman natin, nire-restate lang natin in terms of matrix form. So meron kang L over 4, tas meron kang 3 over 4L. So to solve for AY at saka BY, ang gagawin lang natin is kukunin yung inverse nito, negative 1, 1, negative L over 4, 3 over 4, L. Kunin yung inverse nito, then P plus PL over 4. So pag i-matrix multiplication lang natin. Then if we know our matrices, so I believe this is in your CE24 and CE25. So take note na gagamit nyo yung sa CE24 saka sa CE25 nyo. So pag na-solve natin to, we'll have P over 2, P over 2. So magiging 1 over L lahat ng denominator dyan. So makaka-cancel out. Ay, hindi. Merong 1 in terms multiples of 1, merong multiples of the inverse of the length. So ito yung makukuha natin. So different methods pero pare-pareho lang naman ng sagot yan. So it's all about diskarte. So kung saan ka komportable, yun yung gagamitin mo. So take note, yun lang yung magiging vital dito. So palagi mong gagamitin yung calculator mo. So practicein mo na. Ito na yung magiging sandikan mo when solving these types of problem. So nagawa na natin yung pag-solve ng reaction forces. Pero syempre, mabalik tayo dun sa ating main topic. Shear and bending moment diagram. Bakit diagram? Kasi we wanted to know if, for example, binali ko to, ewan ko lang kung mababali ko, umuusog pa rin siya. So, binali ko. So, medyo mabagal lang yung illustration. Pagpasensya lang natin. So, kung binali ko siya, meron kang ma-expose na internal forces. This is yung concept in Newton's third law. So, meron kang ma-expose na shear. So, this is shear force, V. So, may ma-expose ka na bending moment. Then, dito rin, may ma-expose ka na bending moment, then may ma-expose ka na shear. And take note, since we're dealing with the Newton's third law, to hold it in place, so ito supposedly yung action at saka yung reaction, parang coupled siya. And kapag nag-add up yung dalawa, supposedly mami-maintain yung equilibrium. What do I mean by that? Na kapag in-add mo yung dalawang shear force mo, magka-cancel out lang siya. And kapag nag-add yung dalawang moment mo, magka-cancel out lang siya such that babalik ka dito sa original natin. So, ilista ko lang. So, ito si AY, ito si BY, then ito si P. And ang kagandahan dito is this left side. So, sabihin natin na left system. And yung right system are both in equilibrium on their own rights. So we can solve for V and M by summing forces along Y and summing forces along M. So beam pa lang to, beam element to, kaya ito lang yung ginagamit natin. Pag frame, papasok na yung F of X. Meron na rin siyang internal axial force. But since pure lateral forces lang, ito lang dapat muna yung internal forces na poproblemahin natin. So meron kang left system, meron kang right system. Ngayon, every segment na pinutulan mo, so halimbawa over an arbitrary distance X, may ma-expose ka na internal forces. And syempre nakakapagod na hiwain mo over different segments para makuha lang yung shear at saka bending moments. Might as well gawin ko na to ng function para maintindihan ko kung paano ba nagbabago si shear, paano ba nagbabago si bending moment across this span of this beam right here. And that's why kinailangan natin gumawa ng ganito. So essentially, ito yung i-carry over natin na although pwede rin naman na right to left, nga lang mag-iiba ng konti yung convention natin. So, pwedeng left to right, pwedeng right to left. Pero simulan muna natin with the introduction of the left to right na convention. So, yung left to right convention, ito lang naman yung gagamitin natin. Suppose meron kang distance x from the leftmost end and nag-cut ka ng segment at a certain section. So may ma-expose ka na shear at saka bending moment. And again, since na-mention natin na in equilibrium to, so meron kang AY minus V is equals to 0. And on the other hand, if alam natin na yung X is yung moment arm, kung magsasum ka ng moment dito sa point na to, so wala na si V, matitira na lang si AY. So meron kang negative AY times X. So yan yung distance na to. Yan yung distance na yan. Tapos meron kang positive na internal bending moment. So meron kang M right here is equals to 0. So meron kang M is equals to AY times X. So somehow naging function siya ng X. Pero this doesn't hold true all the time because kung babalikan natin to, this applies to any segmenting or sectioning prior to the force P right here. Kasi definitely mag-iiba yung systems of forces mo once na sumama na into the fray si force P. So to put it in perspective, ayan, so yan yung ano natin, system. So ito yung AY natin, pero halimbawa this time, dito na si P, lumagpas na tayo somehow ng midspan, lumagpas na tayo dun sa L over 2. And na-expose natin, so meron kang shear and meron kang bending moment dito. So ano nang mangyayari dito? So i-lay down lang natin yung equilibrium equation, summation of forces along Y to be equal to 0. So meron kang AY, meron kang minus P, meron ka pang minus P is equals to 0. Nakuha na natin si AY na equal to P over 2. Nasolve na natin siya from earlier. Tapos meron kang negative P, meron kang negative V is equal to 0. So si V ay equal to, so pwede natin palang itong i-revise, nakalimutan ko lang, na ito si V ay equal to AY which is equals to P over 2. Then ito is meron kang P over 2 times X. On the other hand, kapag lumagpas na tayo dun, babalik na tayo dun sa sinosolve natin, so yung V na makukuha natin dito is negative P over 2 pag sinolve natin siya. On the other hand, kapag sinolve natin yung bending moment at the same distance X, right here, para wala na tayong issue. So at X, kaya ganito yung notation ko, equals to 0. So meron akong AY na nagkakos ng clockwise rotation. So substitute ko na diretso, P over 2 times the distance X. Yan yung magiging moment arm. Pero ito, ang gusto mo malaman is itong moment arm na ito. So all you need to do is to subtract this to this. So meron kang X minus L over 2. Ito yung distansya. Ito. So yun yung magiging moment arm ni P which is causing a counterclockwise rotation. So meron kang P times X minus L over 2. Then meron kang internal bending moment M equals to 0. So what we'll get here is M is equal to P over 2X plus P times X minus L over 2. Sorry, minus dapat to. Minus. So somehow nagiging piecewise yung ating moment function. Pero kadalasan at yung ating shear function, gusto natin i-represent na tila ba ano lang, isang equation lang para elegante. So we would be introducing what's called singularity function. So ganito natin sinosolve yung ating problema pagdating dito. Pag sinabi mong singularity, if meron kang function x right here, this is actually a piecewise function such that 0 siya if yung laman ng singularity function natin, so yung kino-contain nito, singularity na brackets natin, ay less than 0. Pero equal siya sa x if x is greater than or equal to 0. So yun yung ating singularity function. Sabihin, mag-a-appear lang siya kapag positive yung value ng laman niya. So anong magiging implications nito? So recall yung ating shear function. So balikan lang natin, shear as a function of x. So kung i-review natin yung magiging itsura, so i-take note natin itong una, kuha natin. So this is p over 2 if x is less than 0. So on the other hand, negative p over 2 if x is greater than or equal to L over 2. Yan yung piecewise function ng ating shear, that represent yung ating shear across different spans ng beam natin. How do we transform this piecewise function, taking advantage nito? Mas maganda na i-state muna kung ano yung kalalabasan nito, then saka ko i-explain. Ang kalalabasan nito is meron kang Vx to be equal to P over 2 times x raised to 0 minus P, wala na palang ano siya. So minus P times x minus L over 2 raised to 0. So ito yung magandang part dyan. So P over 2 x raised to 0 tapos minus P times x minus L over 2 times 0. So let us prove. So what if yung x natin ay equal to halimbawa L over 4? Anong mangyayari dun sa ating shear function? So meron kang P over 2 times L over 4 right here raised to 0. So mag-appear siya since positive na value siya. On the other hand, dito meron kang P times x minus L. Sorry, kailangan na pala natin ipasok yung L over 4. So L over 4 minus L over 2. And we would expect na ito ay negative L over 4 and raised to 0. So mauuna yung conditions ng singularity natin since less than 0 siya. So 0 yung magiging value niya. So this is already equal to 0. So meron kang 0 raised to 0. Yan yung ima-minus dyan. And meron kang P over 2. L over 4 raised to 0 is 1. So 0 raised to 0 is 1 right here. Then P over 2 times 1 is P over 2. So kung ima-minus, ipe-perform yung operation, meron kang P over 2, which holds true. Nasusundan ito. And kung itatry natin yung isa pa, so meron akong P, so this time, palitan lang natin. So tago natin to. Ayan. So hide. So meron kang x is equals to L over 4. Joke lang, 3L over 4. Ibig sabihin, lagpas na siya. Basta anything na lagpas ng L over 2. So let us try our hands on it. So meron kang P over 2 times 3L over 4 raised to 0 minus P minus 3L over 4 minus L over 2 raised to 0. This is a positive value. So mag-exist siya. This will become L over 4, which is a positive value. Therefore, hindi siya magiging equal to 0. However, naka-raise to 0 siya. So meron akong P over 2 times 1 minus P times 1. So pag pinarform natin yung operation na yan, ang lalabas is negative P over 2. Which satisfies this second equation. So na-accomplish na natin yung singularity. So ito lang yung diskarte nun. If we're talking about point loads, singularity function times x raised to 0. Next is yung ating bending moment. So if i-carry over na natin yung singularity or siguro isulat natin para lang ma-digest natin ng konti. So meron akong P over 2x if x is less than 0. Tapos meron akong P over 2x minus P x minus L over 2 if x is greater than or equal to, wait lang, hindi pala. I-revise pa pala natin to. So if x is less than L over 2, ito ay kung greater than L over 2. So paano natin siya ita-transform? Simple lang. So pwede natin gawing singularity function to. So nag-appear siya on both equations. So wala tayong problema dyan. Then gagawin din natin singularity function yung isa. Since common term siya. So meron akong P times x minus L over 2. Ito na agad yung ating singularity function. And again, kapag binerify mo at x equals L over 4, so halimbawa isa-satisfy niya to, lalabas lang dito is this is a positive value, this is a negative value, so mawawala siya, mawawala yung second term. And kung 3L over 4, dito mawawala, dyan lang siya. Di rin ito mawawala, dyan lang siya. So therefore, nasa-satisfy mo yung conditions for singularity or yung magiging piecewise function natin. So instead na ganito yung pagkaka-express mo ng bending moment, ganito na lang yung expression natin. So yun yung kailangan yung pag-practicean all the time because magiging vital dito yung pagkuha ng bending, shear, and bending moment and shear forces. There's another way. Parang meron kang equation, di ba? Equation 4. Pero gusto ko halimbawa i-represent graphically. I want to graphically make my functions right here to illustrate. Siyempre, kung naman tayo, malakas ang ating background sa math, kaya natin itong gawan ng piecewise function. Magdala ko lang ng graphing paper, then I trace mo lang yan, why not? Pero siyempre tayo naman, gusto natin mag-learn by doing something. So, if meron akong ganito, so follow closely, check ko na at the very first, sa pinakasimula, I would assume na 0 yung shear ko. So magsisimula palagi sa 0. Then, at the moment na nagsimula na yung scanning mo, bumulaga itong AY na to. Yung AY which is P over 2. Sabi niya pataas. So, automatic from 0, ay tataas to ng P over 2. Yan, ganyan. P over 2. Okay. Tapos, since wala namang iba pang forces na mag-influence, habang nagsiscan ka lang dito, steady lang na P over 2 dyan. P over 2. Then, biglang nagkaroon ng P. Nagkaroon ng P dun sa midspan. Ito. Sabi niya, bababa ako by P. Ibababa ko to by P. So, bababa ng P. So, i-minus ko ng P. Mangyayari is, bababa ito ng this is P. And ang magiging resulta is this is negative P over 2. Bumagsak. And continue lang natin kasi wala namang ibang force. So, steady lang na P over 2, P over 2, negative P over 2, negative P over 2, hanggang pagdating sa pinakadulo. Nung nakikita natin sa pinakadulo, nandun si BY. And yung BY na yon is P over 2. So, tinutulak na naman siya pataas. P over 2. Yan. Bumalik sa 0. And this is how we determine kung tama ba yung nagagawa natin sa ating tinatawag na shear diagram. It's supposed to start at 0 right here, and it ends at 0. So it's all about closing, na maisara mo. So parang store lang, maisara mo. Or maikasa mo na yung bet. Halimbawa. So, kapag hindi nagsara yan, ibig sabihin may nag-leak sa, may nag-leak na intellectual na IQ habang nagsasolve ka. Joke lang. So, may mali sa pag-solve mo ng reaction forces. Yun lang yung sinasabi niya. On the other hand, kapag bending moment diagram, and we take the same length, and meron pa nito towards that, tabingi, isa pa, isa pang try, yep, yes. So pag gumagawa tayo ng bending moment diagram, this time, kailangan nating tignan yung similarity nito. So meron akong P over 2 times X raised to 0, to. Tapos meron akong P times X L over 2. Then papansinin ko to, naging P over 2X, tapos naging P, so nag-raise by 1 power. And down the line, as we will later prove over different sets of exercises, is that yung ating bending moment, so yung slope ng ating bending moment with respect to X ay simply equal kung ano yung shear, value ng shear niya. So si shear is in fact slope lang ng bending moment. So magagamit natin itong information na to. So again, same notion, magsisimula at 0. And hindi naman katulad ng sa shear na may bumalaga agad na external bending moment. Wala naman whatsoever, di ba? Wala naman external bending moment. So 0 lang. Pero take note natin yung slope. Yung slope daw nito. So ang projection is from our initial point, mag-i-increase siya as x increases. And yung rate of increase na yon ay depende sa slope sa value ng ating shear, which is P over 2. So tataas to by P over 2. So tataas to by, and ito yung slope mo, P over 2. Yan yung slope natin. Then, itatraverse lang natin yan hanggang dun sa magbago siya. So yung magiging change in slope, yung inflection point, yung tinatawag natin. So magko-continue lang siya na magra-rise by P over 2 hanggang ma-reach mo yung mid-span. So ang tanong na lang, ano yung nag-develop na ngayon ng moment pagdating sa mid-span? So ano lang natin, we know yung slope, tapos multiply lang natin yung distance, supposedly, para makuha yung rise. And actually, yung run yung pwedeng itawag. So, yung distance na yon hanggang sa midspan is L over 2. And yung slope natin is P over 2. So, therefore, pagdating dun sa pinakagitna, yung nag-develop na value rito is PL over 4. Yan, naging PL over 4 na siya pagdating dun sa midspan. Pero bigla nagbago yung slope. So, moving forward, so dun sa midspan, naging negative P over 2. So, downwards na agad naman yung slope. So, meron kang negative P over 2 right here, the slope. And we apply the same notion na since midspan to, ang distance na ita-travel niya is L over 2. I-multiply mo lang dun sa slope, yun yung ibabawas mo dun sa original. So pagdating dito, meron kang P L over 4. So ito yung original na ano. Then minus P over 2, ito yung slope, times L over 2. And ito ay equal to 0. So dapat pagdating niya sa pinakadulo, magsasara siya. Dapat ma-reach yung value ng 0. So nagsara yung ating bending moment diagram. Ibig sabihin tama yung ginawa natin. So ano yung takeaway sa mga ganitong uring bagay? Siguro this is the graphical representation of this. So, check natin kung totoo. So, sabi ng slope, P over 2 if x is less than L over 2 ito. L over 2. So, if greater than L over 2, yan yung magiging value natin. So, pag less than L over 2, tama naman na P over 2 yung ating slope. If greater than L over 2, magiging negative P over 2, which is tama naman. On the other hand, yung moment medyo tricky to. So magandang pang-verify natin is if we were to substitute L over 2 dito, ano yung kalalabasan? So pag sinubstitute natin yung L over 2 dito, so meron kang L over 2, so meron kang PL over 4. Tapos dito meron kang P times 0. And therefore, PL over 4 yung magiging value niya. So, na-verify natin somehow, nag-probe tayo para ma-determine itong veracity ng claim na ito yung bending moment diagram. Equal lang siya dito sa ating bending moment function at saka sa shear function na nakuha natin using yung singularity function. So, madali ba? Di pa. Siyempre, may mga pa yan. Try natin mag-deal with other beam cases. So, gawin natin. So, ang goal natin is to have a set of exercises. So, watch carefully. Then, iti-test natin yung both paggawa ng singularity function saka yung paggawa ng shear diagram at saka ng bending moment diagram. So, calling on... nawala. Iba na pala yung kino-call on nito. So, calling on... Sige na nga, magdodrawing na lang ulit. Sayang. So, meron tayong simply supported beam. Simply supported beam right here. So, yan and yan. And this time, hindi na natin i-maintain na nasa midspan. Halimbawa, meron kang P na over some distance X right there. And we will be expecting, again, wala nang horizontal reaction, only the vertical reaction. So meron kang AY, meron kang BY dito. And we lay down our, if may length L to, then for example, this is at a distance, distance A, right here. Then this will be L minus A. Yan yung pangsara natin. Pag pinag-add mo yung dalawang yan, that will result to L. Yan yung overall length. So meron kang P right there. Then pag nag-sum ka ng forces along Y is equals to 0. So meron kang AY, same pa rin naman. BY, so meron kang negative P is equals to 0. Pag nag-sum ka ng moment at A to be equal to 0, makukuha ko rito is meron akong negative P times A plus BY times L is equals to 0. So what I'll get is BY is equals to P times A over L. Ito yung makukuha natin. And kapag sinubstitute natin back dun sa unang equation, so meron akong AY plus P times A over L minus P is equals to 0. So meron kang AY. So, i-combine lang natin to. So, meron kang, so gawin natin na plus. Yan. Plus P times L minus A over L is equals to, baliktad pala, negative L plus A over L is equals to 0. So, if we solve for AY, so meron akong P times L minus A over L. Ito yung makukuha natin. Then, apply lang natin yung same na principle. So, we would expect na ito yung ating magiging shear function. So, meron akong AY. So, ano yung value ng AY? So, P times L minus A over L times X raised to 0. Tapos, meron pa ako na minus P at x minus a. So, ibig sabihin, raised to 0, ibig sabihin, hindi siya magiging equal to 0 kapag lumagpas ka na dun sa a na checkpoint. So, ito yung ating shear function. Yung ating moment function will be so, meron kang yung ay. So, at any distance x, so makukuha natin dito is PL minus A over L times x raised to 1 tapos minus PX minus A raised to 1. So, nag-integrate lang tayo. So, parang ang dali lang. Diba? Pero syempre, hindi yan. May-maintain lang natin na if i-continue natin yung paggawa ng shear and bending moment diagram, take note din na pala natin yung magnitude. So, anong mas malaki rito? Si AY or si BY? Based sa illustration natin, since mas malapit siya kay BY, mas malaki si BY kumpara kay AY. Kasi si A is greater than L over 2, and kapag in-impose mo yung greater than L over 2 rito, what you'll get is BY is always greater than AY. So maliit lang yung AY, pero okay lang yan. So yung ating shear diagram, at the very beginning, 0, tapos biglang bumulaga si AY. Yan. So merong AY dyan na P L minus A over L. Then wala namang umiepal. Ayan, wala namang umiepal dyan. Tapos biglang sabi, bababa ako by P pagdating ko ng A. So bumaba by P. So ang magiging resulta ay, so pag minus ko yung P dito, ang magiging marirealize natin na value is meron akong P times A over L dito. Negative na value. Magko-continue lang yan hanggang pagdating sa pinakadulo. Dahil nandun na si BY, sabi aangat ako by P times A over L. So umangat ng P times A over L, ay nag-cancel out, naging 0. So natupad yung it starts at 0 and it ends at 0. So yun yung yung majestic na value. And mapapansin nyo, hindi ako typical na, pag nagtuturo, hindi ako typical na nagbibigay ng numerical value. So halimbawa A, distance A, hindi ko binigay yung L. Para lang ma-practice natin yung ating algebra skills. Kasi definitely magagamit natin to from time to time. It's all about operationalizing this. Kasi ito, flexible to. So if you're presented with any problem, ang gagawin mo na lang, natakil ko na to dito, gawin ko lang, palitan ko lang ng yung L with the given parameter, numerical parameter, palitan ko lang yung A with the given parameter. Na-solve ko na to, kung halungkatin ko lang yung equation, then masasolve ko na yung hinahanap ko na shear at saka bending moment function. Repeat the same for the bending moment diagram. Wait, tabingi. Okay, for the bending moment diagram. So, it starts at 0. So, 0. Walang So, 0 dyan. Wala tayong walang ka-issue. So, 0 yung ating bending moment. Then, somehow, alam natin na related to sa slope. Kung ano yung magiging rate ng pag-angat. L over A over L. So, aangat to ng that much and aabot siya hanggang A. So we would expect na after some time of mag-i-increase siya right there, meron akong magiging value dito na PL over A over L times A. Yan yung magiging moment natin from that point. Pero after that, sabi, bababa na siya ng P by this value right here. So P times A over L. So downwards na yung slope dito. So ituturo ko lang na yan siya. And this one is P L minus A over L. And ang mangyayari lang is bumababa siya by PA over L. So i-highlight ko lang to na pula para i-signify ko lang yung importance. Kasi mangyari is bumabawas na by PA over L over distance after yung point P. And at this point, ang makukuha dapat natin is kung ano yung nakuha natin kanina, which is P times L minus A over L times A. Then, ima-minus natin kung ano yung nag-develop. So, negative na slope, kaya negative siya. P A over L times yung length netong segment na to. And yung length nito is L minus A. And magka-cancel out lang itong dalawang to. Magiging equal to 0. So, nagsara din yung tindahan. So, sabihin, tama yung ginawa din natin dito. So, medyo okay na tayo sa point load, di ba? Medyo, ano pa, parang ang dali lang kahit gumagalaw pa yung point load na yan. And actually, kapag nagre-review na kayo sa board exam, what you'll notice here is parang meron kang influence line. Influence line yung, so meron kang unit force 1 right here, tapos diretso mo lang papunta doon, diretso mo lang papunta doon. And that's how you determine kung ano yung fraction na mapupunta kay AY, anong fraction na mapupunta kay BY. Ganun natin siya through influence lines. So, nagawa na natin yung shear at saka yung bending moment diagram nito. This time, we play with fire. Try na natin uniformly distributed load. Mamaya na tayo mag-ano dun sa iba pang sample na basic beam. Ayan. So, meron kang uniformly distributed load. Na uniformly distributed to, simply supported beam pa rin. Meron pa. Then, na-impose na omega. Ito medyo tayo, may segue tayo sa isa pang notion as to how shear and bending moment are related. So meron kang omega right there. Tapos alam natin na length L. Then at both ends, pin and fixed. So simply supported. Ayan. So how are we solving this? We sum forces along X, we sum forces along Y. So sum forces along Y is equals to 0. So meron akong AY. So pag nag-FBD ka, ito yung makukuha natin. BY. Sige, sama na natin si AX pero equal lang naman din kay 0. So AY plus BY minus, syempre area under the curve if we're mentioning line loads. So meron kang omega times L is equals to 0. On the other hand, pag nagsum ka naman ng moment at A is equals to 0, so meron kang AY times 0. Niloloko pa natin yung ating mga sarili. Tapos BY plus BY times L. Tapos yung concentrated load na katumbas niya, so negative omega L, downwards pa rin siya, and expect nyo na clockwise rotation yung kinakos, kaya put mo na yung negative sign dyan. Pero yung moment arm nito, since alam natin na sa centroid siya mag-act, so yung centroid niya is at L over 2, so yun yung ilalagay natin dito. Is equals to 0. So mawawala lang to. So meron kang BY times L minus WL squared over 2 is equals to 0. And we'll be able to get a value of BY to be omega L over 2. Then ibabalik lang natin sa unang equation, makukuha natin na si AY is omega L over 2 lang din. So ayan, medyo okay na. Pero somehow iba yung magiging treatment na to. Kasi babalikan natin ng konti yung sectioning natin. So pag nag-section tayo at some distance x, oops, hindi magano yung straight line. Okay, yeah. So meron kang omega dito. Uniform naman siya. Kahit na bako-bako yung line, sorry. Tapos meron kang na-solve dito na omega L squared over 2 sa value of AY. Tapos nag-cut tayo at some distance x. at some distance x. Yan, ganyan. So, ano nga yung pag nag-cut tayo, meron tayong ma-expose na internal forces. So, shear at saka bending moment. And dapat ito ay in equilibrium. Pag nag-sum tayo ng forces along y to be equal to 0, so meron kang omega L over 2 na upwards, tapos meron kang omega times yung length, so area under the curve, ito yung concentrated load niya. Then, meron kang minus V then is equals to 0. So what you'll have is V is equals to omega L over 2 minus omega X. Or kung isi-simplify mo to, this is omega L over 2 minus X. So yan yung magiging value ng ating shear function. Tapos yung ating, yung ating shear over some distance X. Pag nagsama naman tayo ng moment at X, at distance X to be equal to 0, so meron kang positive moment, then positive din yung kinukos nitong omega X na resultant na force na to. So plus omega X, tas yung moment arm niya is, this one is X over 2. Kaya may X over 2 ka dito. Ito naman yung moment arm niya is yung entire distance X. So, ang kalalabasan lang ay meron kang minus omega L over 2 times X equals 0. So we solve for the bending moment. Ang makukuha natin is omega L X over 2 minus omega X squared over 2. Or pwede natin i-simplify din to, omega over 2 Lx minus X squared. So naging na-imagine nyo na, given yung degree ng function, na yung ating shear, hindi na raised to 0. Parang na siya, nagva-vary na rin siya with distance x. Ganon din kay bending moment po, nagva-vary na rin siya with respect to distance x. And it's no longer linear but rather quadratic siya. So we do have to take note of that. Now, as to how to imagine this time yung magiging shear at saka bending moment diagram. So pa-clean lang natin para medyo maganda-ganda ng ating illustration. Same principle. So we start at 0. So wala tayong kamalay, 0 lang yan. Yan, ba? Tapos, ang sabi ay, at the very beginning, meron agad bumulaga na AY, which is WL over 2. So, tataas agad ng, omega L over 2. So, tataas agad ng omega L over 2. Pero this time, imagine niyo yung principle na kinary over natin dito. So, kung ano yung shear, yun yung magiging slope ng bending moment. And actually, ganun din. Kung ano yung value ng line load mo, yun yung magiging slope ng shear function mo from this point forward. So all throughout, so meron kang slope na equal to negative omega. Right there. Negative omega. And continuous lang siyang bababa up to, so kung bababa siya by negative omega, so across its entire span, dapat meron kang omega L over 2 minus omega times L. And ang magiging resulta nito is negative omega L over 2. So after all that's done, pagdating sa pinakadulo, dapat negative omega L over 2 na siya dito. Yan. And this is omega, sobra. Medyo OC tayo. So hanggang dito lang. Sobra pa rin. Nag-auto-correct siya. Yan. So meron akong negative omega L over 2 dito. Oops. And pagdating sa pinakadulo, epal si BY. And nakuha nating value ng BY ay omega L over 2 positive. So i-add mo yung dalawa, 0. Nagsara siya. Sabihin tama yung ating nagawa. Pero may may something strange, di ba? Napansin nyo na merong part na nag-dip below the axis. So parang naging zero yung shear natin. And actually, ganun din yung nangyari dito. Naging zero din yung shear natin dito. And naging zero din yung shear natin dito. At some point. So, merong point or merong various times na nag-zero yung shear. And actually, if we recall na yung slope, supposedly ito yung slope ng bending moment, di ba? Ito yung slope ng bending moment. So kung nag-zero siya, yung shear, this would indicate that yung x na makuha natin dito, pag sinubstitute natin siya dun sa moment function natin, ang makukuha natin is yung maximum na bending moment. This is yung theory ng minima, di ba? From your math series. So, this is the point. Well, actually, mako-confirm nyo na ito yung midspan. So, sa midspan, in this particular case, magma-maximum yung bending moment natin. So, we need to prove that. And again, if we were to draw yung bending moment natin, so, linis-linis muna tayo. Cleaners, yan, cleaners. Yan, linis-linis. So, kung gagawa tayo ng bending moment diagram, nagsizoom pa ba tayo? Nagsizoom pa ba? Oops, tama. Yan, hello. Yan, ano lang. Balik tayo kay, so, hello. So, tago muna ako dyan. Sige, magpapakita natin ng hello. So, kung gagawin natin yung bending moment diagram, nagsimula kay zero. Wala namang kasing wala namang concentrated na bending moment dyan. So we go back to our humble beginnings na zero yung bending moment. Pero take note na nagbabago yung value ng shear natin across space. So hindi na lang siya simple na linear. And actually, we have to take note yung magiging degree. So this is first degree. And we would expect na ito ay second degree since in-integrate natin siya. And to help us imagine at this point, so yung slope niya is omega L over 2. So maglagay ako ng black line dito na omega L over 2. So ito yung slope niya. Then pagdating sa pinakagitna, say dito, yan, sa pinakagitna, yung slope niyan ay 0. So, 0 dapat yung slope. So, kapag gusto mong i-drawing, illustrate mo lang. So, parang ganyan lang. So, initially, steep, then magpa-flatten out siya hanggang maging 0. So, yan, ganyan natin siya i-trace. Parang lang, drawing skills lang. And ganito rin, from 0, magiging negative yung slope natin. Pababa siya ng pababa, parang spaghetti. Hanggang maging ganyan. Dapat magsara yan. Mali lang yung illustration. So this is second degree, this is second degree. Ngayon, paano ko nagde-deal with certain value? Parang inassume ko na agad na ganito yung itsura. Paano ko siya mapaglalaruan na ano? So, all we need to do is kung ano yung slope nito, again, yung slope nito is omega. Diba? Tapos, meron akong 0 dyan. So, all I need to do to determine kung ano yung magnitude nito is meron akong so yung omega, kapag in-integrate ko once, yan yung magiging slope. So yung constant negative omega. So dito, kapag in-integrate ko siya, magiging omega sige. Hirap yan i-elaborate na nagdi-decrease siya over space. So, imagine natin tong omega L over 2. Parang may constant value ka na meron kang omega L over 2 right here, positive to, omega L over 2, then parang somehow, ito yung component ng slope mo. Ito yung component na constant. Then we would imagine na meron pa akong ini-integrate. So ini-integrate ko twice, we would expect na meron akong omega over 2x squared right here. So kung ano yung value nito, divide ko by 2, then multiply ko by x. Ito yung reaction force ko, meron ding moment arm na x. Yan. Parang imagine that you have this as your reference sa shear. So, mag-provide lang ako ng separate na illustration kasi ang hirap din i-explain ng elaborate ng matindi. So, pwede ko kasing imaginein to na meron akong constant na shear. Yung constant na yung constant na shear na yan is itong omega L over 2. Parang i-isolate ko lang dun sa AY. Kung AY lang yung present na force, ganito yung magiging itsura niya. Then, i-add ko yung effect nito. Ito, ang effect nito is sloping down. So, omega times L. So, meron akong omega L, negative omega L dito. So, gradually siyang nag-i-increase. So, matatansya ko na over different segments. So, halimbawa, meron akong distance x dito. Distance x dito. Tapos, same goes here. Distance x dito. So, alam ko na makukuha ko rito is still omega L over 2. Dito naman, makukuha ko is negative using the principle of similar triangle. So, meron akong omega L times omega L times x divided by L. So, meron akong omega x as yung value ng shear ko at that particular point. So, somehow, sige. Continue lang natin yung thought. Mahirap mag-segue. So, after determining that and determining that, so ito yung slope nito at that point. Diba? Ito yung slope nito at that point. And to determine kung ano yung nag-develop na bending moment, I have to multiply this by this. I have to multiply this by this and divide it by 2. Bakit divide by 2? Kasi since we're integrating, we're getting yung area under the curve nito. This is rectangle. So, base times height lang siya. Ito, triangular siya. Ito yung height, ito yung base ko. So, meron akong negative omega Lx over L, tapos meron akong x dito. So, kapag minultiply ko itong dalawang to, ito yung kalalabasan niya. Itong part na yan. And kapag pinag-multiply ko itong dalawang part na to, ito yung kalalabasan niya. So what I'm showing you right now is what's called parang shear diagram by parts. And in extension, i-introduce ko na rin sa inyo yung tinatawag na moment diagram by parts. You can actually isolate yung effects ng bawat isa. Parang say meron kang subsystem, same na beam, ang gagawin mo lang, isipin mo lang si AY lang yung present. Ayan, which is equals to omega L over 2. And imagine ko, ano magiging itsura ng shear? Yung magiging itsura ng shear ko is magiging constant lang siya all throughout. Yung magiging itsura ng shear diagram ko, i-highlight ko yung in blue, aangat lang siya ng ganyan, then hindi na siya papakilaman, constant na siya. And hindi mo i-consider na magsasara siya. Isang diretso lang siya. Ganyan. And at the same time, kapag ginawa ko naman yung bending moment, so 1 degree siya, lalagay ko in red, yung magiging bending moment na to is positive yung slope. So tataas by omega L over 2 right here. So meron akong, at 1 degree ito. 0 degree ito. This is first degree. Itong magiging bending moment diagram in red. And yung magiging value lang niya sa pinakadulo is magiging omega L squared over 2 lang siya. Ito yung length L. So pagdating sa dulo, yan siya. Tapos, ngayon, i-add up natin yung effect nitong line load. So meron kang effect ng line load. So separate na analysis, separate na case. This time line load, we would expect na bababa lang siya by degree 1. Ito yung slope niya. Then pababa lang siya hanggang pagdating sa dulo, ang marireach niya ay omega L, negative omega L. So this is first degree. This time, mag-upgrade naman siya pag ginawan mo ng bending moment diagram, magiging spandrel siya, magiging second degree siya. Pag ganito. And spandrel siya such that second degree, so meron kang omega x squared. Parang yan lang yung alahanin mo, omega x squared. So meron akong omega x squared over 2. Kasi, bakit over 2? Again, we take yung notion na triangular to. Pag in-integrate ko yan, area under the curve. So meron akong x, meron akong omega x dito. So yung area niya is omega x squared times 1/2, kaya omega x squared over 2. So therefore, yung definition ko ng function nito is omega x squared over 2. So this is how I would imagine. Ngayon, bakit ko inilay down yung function? And what is the value of the bending moment pagdating dun sa pinaka dulo? So meron akong omega L squared over 2. This is negative omega L squared over 2. Downwards. Ngayon, since ginawa natin na ganito, this is in fact what's called moment diagram by parts. Parang as if nag-imagine ako ng fixed na support at so may fixed na support ako dito. So ginawa ko lang is paano magde-develop yung bawat isa over distance. Parang moving na fixed na support. Ano yung nangyayari dun sa shear at saka sa bending moment ng bawat isang function ito. So all I need to do is to that this is doing is binibreakdown niya by parts. Pag pinag-add ko tong dalawang to, ano yung magiging resulta? So you might be curious. So kapag pinag-add ko yan, mangyayari lang is meron akong omega L over 2 dito. Tapos makikarry over lang yung slope na to na omega. Bababa lang siya ng ganyan. So mag-a-add up lang to. This is omega L over 2 plus omega L. So ang kahihinat na niya dito is negative omega L over 2 pagdating dyan. So meron kang constant and makikarry over mo lang yung slope na yan. And magsasara siyang ganyan. So yun na yung shear diagram. Yung bending moment diagram, so ito, 0. Ito ay 0. So magsisimula siya 0. Natupad naman natin yung ating hinahanap. So it will start at 0. Then, tignan din natin yung dulo. So meron akong omega L squared over 2 for the triangular load right here. Itong part na to. On the other hand, meron din akong negative omega L squared over 2. I-add ko yung dalawa, magka-cancel out. So it starts at 0, it ends at 0. So ang gagawin na lang natin is i-determine paano ba nag-manifest itong mga to. Take note na up to the mid-span, so kung i-check mo, i-verify mo yung drawing mo kung gaano man ka-accurate yan. Before the mid-span, mas malaki palagi itong height nito kumpara sa height nito. Pero after the after the midspan, ang nangyayari is sobrang taas bilis yung pag-angat nito kumpara sa pag-angat nito, pagdagdag nito over distance. To the point na it will resemble this, meron kang ganyan na itsura. Again, kung na-overwhelm tayo, nahirapan tayong isulat na ganito, pwede mong i-illustrate by moment diagram by parts. Na dalawang by parts, merong due to the reaction force and due to the line. Then saka mo siya pag-add sa dulo. Or pwede rin naman to na ganito yung magiging itsura. So yun yung naging principle ng moment diagram by parts. Ano pa yung additional information na kailangan kong i-share sa inyo? So, balikan natin to. And then, medyo ko pala natin. Marang mukha ko lang. So, meron ko na to. Then, meron akong, halimbawa, isang segment na ganyan. Then, meron akong isang segment na ganito. Then, zoom in natin. Bakit ko binali into that? So, meron kang AY dito. Tapos meron akong omega lang dito all throughout. Omega, omega, omega. Yan. Oops. See daisy. So, omega, omega, omega. Yan. Then, meron akong shear at saka bending moment. Tapos, na-expect ko rin na equal and opposite na do. Alam naman natin yung Newton's third law. So, pangalanin natin na M1, M1, V1, M1. So on the other side, ganun din naman pagkakabali natin. So meron kang BY. So meron kang BY dito. Tapos meron kang omega dito. Then ang na-expose mo dito is since ano to, right to left, negative yung positive nito. So negative M2. Then V2. Then dito naman, since right to left, so meron kang left to right. So bakit upwards to? Ito ay magiging downwards V2 tapos M2 right here. Then syempre meron din tayong omega dito. And actually, lahat to in equilibrium. Itong tatlong conditions na to. Ang mangyayari lang is, meron kang, mag-assume lang tayo ng delta x. Any delta x na ganyan. So, to determine kung ano yung magiging changes sa shear, so yung dV, medyo lakihan natin. So, dV, ibig sabihin, yung magiging change ng shear. So, V2 minus V1, yan yung gusto nating malaman. Ano yung magbabago from 0.1 to 0.2 or in terms of shear. So, ano rin yung magbabago kay bending moment? So, M2 tapos minus M1. So, ano yung magiging pagbabago sa bending moment? Mas across distance, di ba? On top of that, kailangan what you'll realize at this point is itong V2 minus V1 na yan, kung gusto natin ma-maintain na in equilibrium siya, so meron kang upwards na V2 na V1, meron kang downwards na V2, meron kang downwards na katumbas na line load ng omega right here. So omega times delta x, wala na siya. So yun na lang yun. Omega times delta x. So ito dapat yung kailangan na extra na part. So ito yung length right here. So ito, hindi ko lang nakita. So yung length na yan, yun yung delta x. So area under the curve is omega times delta x. Downward siya, negative omega times delta x. Upwards yung V1 mo, downwards yung V2 mo, so negative V2, so nasa right, so negative V2 plus V1 minus omega times delta x is equals to 0. kapag ginumble natin siya such that mapalabas yung V2 minus V1, ito yung makukuha natin na relationship. And yung V2 minus V1 is yung magiging change in slope natin. Omega times X. Tapos, yung magiging change in bending moment naman natin is medyo magiging complicated na meron kang V1 times X times delta X then meron ka pang V1 times delta X tapos meron ka pang minus ito pala ay minus, ito ay plus omega delta X squared over 2. So ito yung magiging change in bending moment. So parang dinedetermine natin dito, ano yung magiging incremental increase ng bending moment ko? Ano yung magiging incremental increase niya? Yun yung ano natin, sinasagot natin dito. And si V1, madedetermine natin siya in terms of omega. So from our first part right here, so this is omega, V1 is equals to, halimbawa, A, omega times A minus AY, so which is omega L over 2. So ito yung interrelationship between change ng bending moment saka ng change ni shear. So halimbawa, gusto mong hanapin si V2, basta given si delta X, makukuha mo, given si delta X, given si V1, solve mo si V2, and so on. And eventually, once na na-set up mo nga siya, okay na pala. Nililito ko na naman ang aking sarili. So, practicein natin. Marami tayong magiging exercise dito. Take note, So, for Thursday, I want you to submit this. Hindi siya pigeonhole pa. Pigeonhole pa. Sige, sa next meeting ko, i-mention yung assignment. So, practicein lang natin ito. So, practicein lang natin yung shear at saka bending moment na. I would give one last example siguro. Na-mention ko na sa class yung fixed na support. Kakatayin na ako ni Mrs. pag di ko pa in-end yung lecture. So, what if meron akong simply supported beam with overhang? Yeah. Anong meaning ng overhang? So, meron akong pin, meron akong fixed dyan. Pero this time, para di tayo ma-overwhelm with all of the variables na present, magsulat tayo ng parameters. So, meron akong 5 meters dito. Tapos, meron akong 3 meters dito. Tapos, halimbawa, subjected siya under a triangular load. So, medyo talagang sinasadistahan natin yung mga example natin. So, meron tayong triangular load na right triangle, right there. And yung magiging maximum niya is 3 kilonewton meters. Ang target natin dito is i-drawing yung shear at saka bending moment diagram. Challenging ha. Sige. First things first is to set up the FBD. So, gawa lang kayo ng another illustration ng beam without the restraint. So, meron kang AY, meron kang BY dito. Tapos, meron kang 3 kilonewton meters yan. Set up the equilibrium equation. Summation of forces along Y to be equal to 0. So, meron akong AY plus BY minus yung area under the curve nito. So, meron akong 1/2 times 3 times 8 is equals to 0. So, this in turn will become equal to 12. This is 12. So, summation of moment at A is equal to 0. So, meron akong BY times 5 meters. So, counterclockwise rotation yan. And clockwise yung binibigay ng triangular na load. And alam natin na 12, ang tanong na lang, saan yung 12 na katumbas na concentrated load nag-a-apply? It is on the 1/3 ng 2/3 from A since nandito yung 0 point nandun yung 0 point ng ating triangular load. Nandito yung ating maximum dito. So, or rather, if nandito yung maximum, yung total height, L over 3, yung length nito over 3. So, 8 over 3 from point C, so i-name natin na point C, or 2 times 2 over 3 times 8. So, 16 over 3. So, meron akong 16 over 3 times 12 equals to 0. So, we solve for BY. Makukuha ko dito ay, medyo sakit ang aking braso. So, meron tayong 16 times 12 divided by 3 divided by 5. So, meron akong 12.8 kilonewtons as my value for PY. So, kung may 12.8 kilonewtons ako dyan, yung AY ko, kung sinolve ko yan, so 12.8 tapos minus 12, ang matitira is negative 0.8 kilonewtons. So, negative yung value ni AY. So, ibig sabihin, downward si AY in reality. Ngayon, i-draw natin yung ating shear saka bending moment diagram. Or siguro mas maganda na simulan natin sa singularity function. So yung function ng shear natin ay equal to, sulat ko lang lahat muna, hindi ko muna ilalagay yung value. So meron akong AY times X minus BY times X minus 5. And to determine paano ba natin masiset up yung function na yan, halimbawa nag-cut tayo, constant to, so magsisimilar triangle tayo. Oops. Nag-cut ako at distance X, so this is yung X natin. Ito yung length, overall length. We know that this is equal to 3. So ang tanong na lang, anong value ito? We use similar triangle. So meron akong omega over X is equals to 3 over L. So what I'll get, sa value for omega is meron akong 3x over, yung L ko is 8. So 3x over 8. So yan yung value ng omega natin. Diretso na rin natin yung location ng bending moment nito, ay yung location ng concentrated load nito will be at 2x over 3. So take note lang natin yan. So kapag i-express na natin siya, so meron akong negative 3x over 8 times x. Actually, yung generalized na formula nito is meron akong omega times x over L. Yan yung generalized formula niya. So, oops, bakit may ano pa ako? 3 over 8x yan. 3 over 8 times x. Naging redundant na. So, may 3 over 8 times x. Tapos yung bending moment ko, wait. Sorry. This is raised to 0. This is raised to 0. So, nakalimutan ko yung raised to 0. So, yan, raised to 0, raised to 0. Then, tama lang na nandun yung x natin kasi yun yung restate ko. Sorry, may call pa. So, kailangan natin makuha yung area under the curve nito. So, meron akong omega x over L. Tapos meron akong x right here. So, yung area under the curve is 1/2 times omega x over L times x. So, therefore, meron akong omega x squared over 2L as my expression for shear. yung magiging katumbas na force na nag-develop under this curve right here. So, kung alam ko na 3 and alam ko na L, so meron akong 3/16 x squared. And singularity function pala siya. So, x squared right there. Proceed. Meron akong A times x. So, hindi pa muna natin pina-plug-in yung values. So, i-integrate lang natin yan. Tapos, meron akong actually, bakit minus? Plus to. Plus by x minus 5. So, raised to 1 na siya. Tapos, minus, this time, nakuha ko na 3, ito yung magiging value ng force. Yung moment arm ko is 2x/3. So, meron akong omega x squared over 2L times 2x/3. So, magka-cancel out lang. Yeah. So, magka-cancel out ito at saka ito. So, meron akong omega x squared over 3L. So, meron akong omega x cube over 3L. Or in general, general form, naka-general form pala siya. So, sa substitute ko si 3 dito, magka-cancel out tong 3 dito sa baba. Tapos magiging 8 ito. Mawala rin siya. So, x cube over 8 and naka-singularity function din siya. So, ganyan yung ating expression. So, revise. Oops. Yan, x cube over 8. So, ito yung ating bending moment function. Ngayon, paano natin siya i-illustrate? So, yung shear, supposedly, nga pala, kailangan pala natin i-substitute. So, this is negative 0.8 times x plus 12.8. Side. So, kung sabi ng ko rin, times up din. Times x minus 5 minus x cube over 8. Ngayon, to illustrate, so meron akong ay na bumaba. So, 0.8. Tapos, bababa pa daw. So, this is first degree. So, spandrel ito. Magiging spandrel yung hugis niya. So, bababa lang bababa lang siya ng pagganito. Bababa lang siya ng pagganyan. In-exaggerate ko lang to. This is second degree. Then, pagdating dun sa by, tataas by 12.8. Ano yung magiging value nito? All I need to do is, so meron akong 3 times x squared, which is 5 squared over 2. I-add ko lang siya dun, ima-minus ko lang siya dun sa 0.8. So, meron akong 3 times 25 divided by 2 plus, kaya parang may kulang. Parang taas agad. Area under the curve nito. Hindi, sige. Ano yung area under the curve nitong part na to? So, meron akong 5/8 times 3. Ito yung magiging height niya. So, this is 1.875 times yung length, 5 divided by 2 divided by 2. So, meron akong 4.6875. Tapos, plus ko yung 0.8. Meron akong negative 5.4875. Yan yung magiging bawas. So, take mo yung area under the curve niyan. Yan yung magiging katumbas na additional na axial force. So, imagine mo lang na second degree to. Pero eventually, yung final value is only yung area under the curve na to, and yung concentrated force, plus yung concentrated force dyan. So bumaba siya by negative 5.875. Then ipa-plus ko lang siya ng 12.8 since nandun na tayo sa BY. So meron akong tataas to by 7.3125. So ito yung magiging value ng shear ko after BY. Then continuous lang, nabababa siya. Bababa lang ng ganito hanggang maging 0 siya. So supposedly, dahil wala ng force dyan, on its own, dapat bababa siya hanggang 0. So kailangan mo lang i-confirm to para masabi mo na tama yung shear diagram. So ito yung ating shear diagram. Ngayon yung bending moment natin, ay ano lang, halos ganun lang din. Kung ano yung slope niya, yan yung magiging slope nito. So magiging 3rd degree yung magiging itsura ng bending moment natin. Pero magkakaroon ng inflection point. So pababa yung direction ng bending moment. So initially, pababa siya. So bending down by 3 degrees. So 3 degrees hanggang ma-reach niya yung point na to. So all about finding kung ano yung value. So you can refer to your moment function dito kung ano yung magiging value nito at this point. Pero pwede mong gawin is mag-sum ka ng moment dito. So gawin mo lang, mag-sum ka lang ng moment minus yung BY, tapos ito lang yung kunin mo, itong system na ito, minus yung kalahating part. So yung AY, so ito is negative 0.8 times 5. Tapos minus, so nakuha na natin yung kanina. So meron akong 1.875. 5 times 3 divided by 8. So 1.875 times 5 divided by 2. So meron akong 4.6875. Tapos yung moment arm nito, so ito yun, tinutukoy ko, yung 4.6875 kilonewtons sa katumbas niya na ng part na to. Yan, ng part na yan. Ginawa ko lang is kinuha yung moment arm. This is 5/3. So times 5/3. So meron akong 7.8125. So plus 7. Minus 7.8125. So as a result, meron akong plus 4. So meron akong 11.8125 na bending moment na nag-develop at that point. And mapapansin natin na after that, positive na yung slope niya. So magiging steep din yung magiging decrease. Tapos, eventually magiging 0 yung slope mo. You would then imagine na yung magiging itsura niya ng slope mo ay paganto. Dahil mataas to, kaya matarik yung initial na slope mo kumpara dun sa final na slope mo. So matarik yung initial slope, tapos 0 yung final slope. Kaya matarik siya na ganyan, then ganyan. So ito yung itsura ng bending moment mo. So sa next lecture, di-discuss ko. So I believe, mamaya-maya na rin yung second installment. I-charge lang ko ng aking iPen. Di-discuss ko bending stress at saka shear stress. So na-discuss na natin yung bending stress, pero lukayin din natin ng konti. We do some exercise, then we also discuss yung shear stress. So far, yun na muna. So good luck sa inyong lahat. And kita-kits tayo sa Thursday. So mahaba-haba yung time na hindi niyo ako mamimiss. So good luck talaga sa inyo lahat. So